But that was all before '68, when nobody cared about this stuff. Nobody worried about destructive devices and mortars and bazookas and things. What really started it all off, there were two events that happened in the United States that triggered off public awareness of destructive devices. And one of them was when a group of dissidents got mad at the United Nations and fired a bazooka round from the Brooklyn across the river at the United Nations building. Well, the bazooka did not have the range to cross the whole East River, and the projectile fell into the river. And whether it exploded or not, I don't know. But anyway, that got a lot of publicity. And we got to control these weapons because look at what people do with them. The other situation that was very widely reported in the press was that there was a bank robbery in, I think it was Rochester or Syracuse, New York, somewhere upstate of New York, where the robbers had carried a Lahti anti-tank gun, a 20 millimeter, into the basement of the bank and used that Lahti to actually blast open the door to the vault and got off with the money. And when after they had done that, they left, took the gun with them, but forgot the bipod, that little bipod. They fired it off. Somehow they forgot it, left it behind. So they wanted to find out who had done this. So they went to Interarms and got the names of all the people who had bought these Lahti anti-tank guns, of which I was one. And there were 999 of them they had, but not all of them had been sold, I don't think, but they got the names of the people who had bought them. And then they went around to everybody's house to look at the anti-tank gun to see if they still had their bipod.
Okay.
So I was not home, I was already in Hong Kong. They came to my mother's house. And they asked my mother, where's your son? He's in Hong Kong. Well, I was in Hong Kong all during the time of this robbery. And I said, well, he's in Hong Kong. I said, was he in Hong Kong when this thing occurred? Yeah, he was in Hong Kong. Well, where's this gun? I said, I don't know. She had no idea. She knew I owned it. She had no idea what I'd done. I actually had it at a friend's house because she didn't like me keeping my junk in her house. She really didn't want that, my junk in her house. So I had to find friends who would keep stuff like that for me. But they got pretty much the impression that it wasn't my Lahti that was where the bipod was left behind, so they didn't pursue it any further. And they went out all around, and I don't really know whether or not they actually found the Lahti that was missing the bipod, because so many of these guns would be sold to somebody, and the guy would give it away or sell it, and next thing you know, the original owners no longer had them in the most cases.